Hey guys, Colin here from Nexus Tech. So today I'm here to show you how to turn this into this. So guys, before we get started, I should tell you that this video is actually a part of a collaboration with two other people. So there are two other episodes to the series, and I would recommend watching those first so you can check them out right here on the screen. And those are for just different things. So, but yeah, once you've watched them all, I think you'll have a very good idea of what you need to do to make first short film and how to improve your shots and make them better. So here, what I'm explaining today is editing, obviously. And so what I'm going to do is basically transformation of shots. So basically you can have an unusable shot and turn it into something quite incredible, as you could see from the intro. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so we have a shot of this Porsche that I saw when I was in the States, and yeah, let's just have a look at it right now. Yeah, so I wouldn't say that's usable, honestly. It's not that great. There's not much color. It's very shaky. And yeah, primarily it's very shaky. Also, it's really hard for me to keep the camera smooth because I have no image stabilization on my lens, so it makes it super hard. And then also I'm just not that great at keeping it smooth anyway. So yeah, but then also I fell over in this shot, as you can see right here. I'm like falling. So we're gonna cut that off because we can't really recover that. So, but I bet we can recover all of this. So the first thing to do, and the way we smooth this out, is it's pretty incredible. Is an effect called warp stabilizer. So some of you know about this. It was what a lot of people use for vlogs and things like that. So it will work. It's very hit or miss. It'll either do incredible things and make like a completely unusable shot just the best shot ever, or it'll completely mess everything up and make it look so weird. But that looks pretty smooth now. So like the difference is insane. So we got this, and before we had that. So like that's an incredible difference. So I think I'm gonna have to, yeah, that's great. So now we're gonna move on to color correction, and color correction is actually a huge part of filmmaking, because it doesn't only just make the shots look better, it actually represents the story, the mood, and the tone a lot more than you'd imagine. So using a very, very popular and famous movie is The Shawshank Redemption, a very famous movie for how good it is and how detailed the story is and how well that narrative is carried out through film. And so here we have an example of a shot about midway through the movie, and it's when things are not going so well. He's first gotten into this prison, and you can see that the colors are quite bland and quite blue and gray, and there's not much colorful, like happy tones there at all, and you can just tell that from this frame. Now moving on to a place where in the film where they're having beers on a building and they're experiencing some sort of freedom, you can see that the colors have changed drastically and it's kind of turned into a nice yellow calming state. And so yeah, what I'm trying to get at here is I'm about to show you how to do these really dark, contrasty, awesome music video like color correction or color changes, but I'm just suggesting don't use this if, you know, you have to use your colors to follow the vibe of what's happening in the film. So don't always use what I'm going to teach you. You have to match it to the tone of the film. But with all that out of the way, I will trust everyone to judge when to use what colors, and I'll show you what I did for the shot. Now, the second thing wrong with the shot is color. And obviously there's just not, this has potential, look at that, it looks nice back there and stuff like that, but there's not much color. It literally almost looks black and white because the car doesn't have color on it at all, but we can actually make the shot look a lot better. So there is two ways to do this. The first is using a LUT, I think it's called, a LUT. I'm going to call it LUT for now because that's what I've heard people say. So I'm using LUT Buddy by Red Giant, and if you don't have that, I'm going to go into the second way. You can do that later too. And I'm using, and you can just look around for a LUT that works for you, but I'm using this, whatever, I don't know how to say it, but this one, and you just pop it on, done, and then it's as easy as that, and it looks a lot better, and you can see that it's very contrasty and nice. I would honestly add some more to this, but yeah, so the second thing to do is use an effect called Fast Color Corrector. Also guys, one of the person that showed me, I think, warp stabilizer was Shale Bowwater, so check out his channel. Oh my god, what just happened? So check out his channel. He was the one that introduced me to that. But yeah, so I want to make this a bit warmer because it's very black and white and bland. Maybe not that warm. And so you can see, you know, you have your color wheel. And obviously we're not going to go that crazy, but we can just like subtly make it warmer. So you see, if we want a cold look, or we can go warm. And I think we want warm. And then I'm going to turn our saturation up a lot. And so you can see, if you look at the backlight of that car, actually we'll just, so look back there. Before, after, before, after. Everything just looks nicer. The road looks more natural. And yeah, and then we're going to take down the brightness a bit, which you do by looking at the input levels down here. And we have maybe a bit more saturation. Usually you don't crank the saturation up as high, but in this situation, it's such like a, yeah, I think that looks really nice. And so now, we have a much more cinematic shot. So that's the difference that we made. Adding to that, there is something else we want to do. So now moving on to letterboxing, which is actually the technical term for the black bars you see at the top and bottom of the screen. Most movies are shot in 21:9, so naturally on standard 1920x1080 displays you will see those black bars, but occasionally they are just shot in 1920x1080 because it represents the story better and you can see more and it's less of a cinematic look. So interestingly, Hunger Games actually used this technique and they changed it midway through the movie, so just because it represented the story better and you got a better view of things. So I'll show that to you now.
No!
Now, you couldn't render your project out like that, but it'll mess up your text and stuff. And so if you know how to do that, that's great. But the other way is to create just physical lines out of shapes. So I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I just do it like this because I've done it like this forever. So make it black, make a shape, square it, make it black. And then you drag it down here too and line it up to the top one as best as possible. And then drag that over the top. And we have a really nice cinematic shot, I think. So there you go. That's basically all I wanted to show you. I'll show you the before and the after. So before, after. So it's pretty incredible. Warp stabilizer is magic. I do not know how it works. It's crazy. And, you know, just adding the black bars just makes it look a bit more professional. And, of course, the color correction is something that's very much needed to make it look a lot better. So, yeah, with all that said and done, I hope you guys can use this to your advantage to really improve what your shots look like. There's a lot more than just going out and shooting. You can put heaps of work into the shots to make them really, really cinematic. So, yeah, again, go check out the other people's videos if you haven't already. Links in the description and on the screen about a quarter of the way through the video, something like that. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and all the others in the series. Thank you for everyone involved in the collaboration. But yeah, guys, with that out of the way, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week.
She got me like